Sir.
Good afternoon, Cubers of the Cash. Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy here, and welcome to the best show on YouTube to get to know creators through comics. And next to me, as always, the co-host with the most, we have Rob Fat Stacks of Comics. How are you tonight, sir?
Hi, everybody. I'm not Chip. I'm not Chip. I'm not Chip.
And
Oh
Chip
my
has
Lord!
intro
speaking of
music.
Chip, the man that does his best to avoid us, but somehow we locked him down for tonight. We have the one, the only White Shadow himself, Chip Gettler. Chip, how are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having me. This is an honor. I'm telling you. I've been looking forward to this one for a while.
Go as was I. And
Yeah, I heard you were a little worried that I was sick and I wouldn't be able to make it. I'm like, no, I'll make it.
well, that's why I messaged you. I'm like, oh man, I hope he's feeling better, because some people
Yeah.
that really takes it out of their lungs for a while and they have trouble speaking for a long time.
Yeah. Fortunately for me, I talk too much, so yeah, I'm good.
Straight ahead, right?
Yep, exactly.
All right, so Chip, for those who are watching that don't know you and are going to catch this on the rewind, give a little bit about yourself and your channel, sir.
Oh, okay. A little bit about me. I'm a 55-year-old kid at heart and enjoy a nice fine cigar and coffee and candlelight dinners. What more could anybody want out of life?
And he owns StreamYard.
And supposedly I own StreamYard, which
Allegedly,
isn't true.
right?
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah. Depending on which circle you're talking to, which part of the world. Anyway, so no, I recent collector, started recently collecting within the past, 2018 or so, and I just fell in love with the collecting side of it and actually comics in general, and then decided one day I seen a couple of popular YouTubers, primarily DJ Links and Taylor Winder, and I seen them doing a battle of, hey, showing off comics that they got from Comic Tom or someone like that. And I'm like, well, shit, I get that box. I'm gonna make a video, and that's where I started making my first comic book video. Part of that, it was
somebody clip that, because Taylor's going to want to know that he was referred to as popular, and he's
very much so.
He's going to want that
Taylor
for his daily affirmations.
Yes, definitely. No, I love Taylor. Taylor is awesome. He really was. I mean, one of the first couple of guys that I ended up being introduced to was him and DJ, video-wise, not personally. And then the first person that really be out of that whole group that I was introduced to was Gary B, who actually, befriended me for some silly reason. And then next thing you know,
almost made him quit YouTube.
Almost made me quit. Yeah.
So, before we get going, let's go around the horn, say a little hello to the audience, as we like to do. So
Beautiful.
First one in tonight, Marcus. How you doing, Marcus?
No man.
Collectibles to Astonish, showing up for the first time to the show. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Zach's Collections, Rochesterian as well, and a great card channel. If you guys haven't checked him out, super fun dude. Go check him out. And Collections to Astonish. Night Tiger Comics. Mike, how are you tonight, sir? Of course, no show's complete without our favorite Chop and Drop. How you doing tonight, buddy? And then awesome. We have another new guest. We have Gene. How you doing, Gene? Digger Jim, how are you? We have the immortal Biggie Shack. How are you, Biggie? Who will be on here next week, I believe. Yeah, he's on. Yeah. Biggie's cut out. And we got Cherry B. Thank you. Her first time visiting the show. And guys, we're super happy to have everyone here. We got Roscoe in as well. We got Jerry the Jitterbug. Everyone's showing up to see what Chip's got to show. And
I have to apologize now then. I'm so sorry, guys. Next week, when Biggie's on the channel, you'll be seeing some fire. For me, it's all, not much fire.
It's about what you love, Chip. But hey,
that's exactly it.
Let's be fit. How you doing, sir? But let's get it going, and let's take a look at your first book and why it's one of your favorites.
Okay. So one of my favorite books, and my first book that I'm actually going to display, it's kind of a pack of books. but it's actually the first book actually would be WMD #1, which
You
was Weapons
found
of
it.
Destruction. Yes. So this actually was the first comic I ever bought was this comic right here. I went into a comic shop not knowing shit. Asked a guy kind of begrudgingly, like, I don't know if I should be in here, scared and worried. And asked the guy, hey, I'm looking to buy something. I don't know anything about comics. He's like, well, come on, let's take a look. And he's like, well, this is just starting out. It's a new series, and there's a couple of issues in, but take this one and read it and see if you like it. I'm like, all right, no problem. So I ended up liking the Weapons of Mass Destruction and the whole Weapon H thing that I decided I needed to go out and buy anything related to Weapon H. So whether I'm doing Battle Worlds where it's got the Hulkerine with the Hulk with the spikes, or Exiles where everyone has, the claws. And then I just went out and pretty much have just bought everything that I could related to Weapon H. And it's one of the few comic series that I actually have a full run of everything.
So
But
you're the reason that character continues on.
Exactly. Yeah. One day he will make an appearance. Yeah, not at all. But it was like my first introduction to comics. Beyond, I always knew about ASM and all the others, but that was the first one where I kind of was like, I'm reading about, this, and I actually got sucked in and started reading it. And most of these comics that I do have from that series are red. So they are, spine ticked and stuff like that, because I didn't know any different at the time. So now I'm like, God dang it. So that's my first.
And now it's been a couple-year journey and you've been hooked.
Yeah, a couple-year journey and I've been hooked. Definitely. So, yeah.
But see, and that's the great thing, though, is we get to see different books from everyone. Like, nobody would have guessed Weapons of Mass Destruction would have come up on your list right away.
I honestly don't even know anything about that character other than it's supposed to be a cross between Hulk and Wolverine.
It is.
Who is it? Is it anybody that from the Marvel universe, or is it alternate universe, or?
Nope. It's actually it is a generated or a I forgot the name of the original person that was in there, but they created him they call him Batch H, and there was a Dr. Elba, I believe her name, and that's what she was the first appearance in this one, first appearance of that, and basically ended up creating this Wolverine that had Weapon H, bones coming out of his shoulders.
Some idiot scientist decided, hey, these two are too durable, crazy creatures. What happens when we mix them?
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
And the great thing about this series was it tied in. It started on this, but then it did tie into Weapon X.
Hold it up one more time, because you know what it reminds me of is did you ever see the movie Mimic? It kind of looks like the Mimic poster a little bit. The Guillermo del Toro movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Yeah, I don't remember that movie, but yeah. So then that's the beginning, and then this is like him breaking out of it, and it's got the Weapon X team, and that Weapon X team was out chasing this guy, trying to catch him and kill him.
Nice, great first book, and that's one like Rob. I didn't know a lot about that book at all. And you're the only person I've ever seen that book with, and I think that's my second or third time seeing it with you. But
yep. So yeah, it's a good book. I enjoyed it. So.
And all right, book number 2. Let's keep it rolling.
Book number 2. So book number 2 is a representation of my second kind of favorite, and these are really no favorite particular order really, but my second favorite series. But I love this book just because I'm Immortal Hulk.
Oh, nice.
So this was one of the series that I ended up picking up on much later, and it started coming out. But this actually, 19 or so. But this one is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, whatever. And this one's signed by Alex Ross. And it's number 7 of 200 that are signed. So this is one of my favorite covers.
For those that like the low numbers.
And
Yeah.
did you like how Chip casually plugged his comic sticker on the back?
Oh no, that's a whole other
Yeah.
episode. If you go back into Chip's library, he talks about why he uses them and how it makes
Yep.
it easier to not get things stuck, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not want
Mm-hmm.
to give away the farm because I want you to go check out Chip's
Yeah.
channel and search
Please
for
do.
that video and watch it.
Yep. So why I use these labels.
And you've been doing with the shorts, and I was going to talk to you. You know, what would be a cool short for you,
Mm.
as I wanted to see you do, because you have so many Black Series figures and Star Wars figures, but a
Mm-hmm.
figure in a Star Wars comic, it'd be
Yeah.
kind of some cool stuff.
That would be good. Yeah. Yeah. I it was funny because when I would do like the coffee and a comic type thing, I would always try to pair like a coffee with so if I'm doing like a Batman mug with a Batman book or, or something like that, a Spider-Man mug with a Spider-Man book, type of thing. But yeah, I could probably start doing some sort of.
But
pairing
$600 in mugs later, Chip said that's enough.
I'm telling you.
Buying mugs.
And now I moved over to the
agree.
Black Series stuff.
Branding yourself is important.
The funny thing about it is, I don't have a lot of branding of myself as far as, I give it away. It's like, here, take it. I was thinking about that today. I'm like, I got like one shirt and no mugs, and I still carry a mug.
No, you got all these mugs that you got out there, everybody else that you're branded on too. So
I got two of your mugs,
and you did it so well that when I grab my cup, the Chip Gettler Rob Fat Stax mug, right-handed, and drink it, the Chip Gettler side faces out.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. But I do have two Rob Fat Stack mugs. I got a Slab Hub, and then I got the old school.
Man, Slab Hub may become a collector's at some point here.
It's going to be.
I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah, I can't wait. Cash in.
Yeah.
There we go. That's my retirement right there.
There, Digger Jim's got the shirt. I'm with Marcus. Marcus, you're not the only one. I suck at branding too.
Oh, you guys are fine.
Branding yourself when you're not selling anything in reality takes a level of narcissism that only a few of us possess.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't sell anything, so it's like even people are like, "Oh, where can I buy your shirt?" I'm like, just what do you want? I'll give it to you. It's like I don't sell.
It's mostly it's how most of mine are. It's like I end up like buying them myself and then like giving out. It's like I just don't want to have a ton of inventory sitting around. So it's like
So the funny thing was, I actually went on and it was like to use this because I was doing the gaming and stuff before this and all that. And when I was doing it, I actually created a channel that basically would have to be able to sell merchandise, and I would have that in my Twitch account and all that and merch store basically. And Nick Kicks and Comics, Nick ended up finding it. He found it, and then he's like, "Oh!" So he ended up showing up one day, and he's got a sticker that I'm just like, "Holy shit! How'd you get that?" He's like, he bought a sticker and a shirt, so he wears it's like two Spider-Man, the variant versus the trade
UPC.
Yeah, UPC versus the Spider-Man logo, and so the direct and so
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so I had that shirt. I made the shirt that actually had that one versus the other because that was a big controversy. What's better, the directs or the newsstands and stuff. Anyway, he bought one of those shirts. Yeah, exactly, and that's it exactly. The one you own. It's going to pay for my merch. Yep, no kidding. It definitely is. So.
All right, book number 3, sir.
Number 3. Well, if anybody knows me, I know I'm a big, huge Star Wars fan, but I love me Daredevil. Love Daredevil. Daredevil's one of my favorite characters, and Elektra is also one of my favorite characters. And this is one of the sad comics where Miss Elektra dies. So the death of Elektra is this with Bullseye killing her, and
spoiler alert: she gets better.
She does get better. Yeah,
and I hope
she does get better, and she becomes
Daredevil. As Elektra when they reboot Daredevil.
Yeah,
they get ready to good as Elektra.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the new series too, the new one. So I mean, Frank Miller's version of this is good, but then I thought the last, 20 on or whatever, 25 on or whatever.
Chip Zdarsky run.
Yeah, the Chip Zdarsky run. I thought that was very good as well. I enjoyed that for myself. So yeah, but so Daredevil is one that I enjoy, definitely. It's one of my faves.
Now, are you a big fan of Charlie Cox as the character?
I actually am. I actually thought he did a pretty good job. I thought he did a really good job of it. And I thought all the characters in the whole, little, tug at the heart or whatever, but the girl who, I can't remember what her name was, what her real name is, but, what is that girl's name? Anyway, so I seen her in a couple other things, and I was just like, oh, I like her. She's a good actress. She's really good. She's cute looking. She's a redhead. I'm all for the redhead. So.
The one who she was.
Yeah.
She was over in the True Blood for first.
Yeah, True Blood.
Yes.
True. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That one too. I can't remember her name. Anyway, so, but yeah. So anyway.
So, Chip, are you working on a Daredevil run?
I am. So my three main comics that I collect: Daredevil, ASM, and Star Wars. Those are the three mains.
I mean, because it's the
Daredevil
advantage right
and
now.
Roy.
I mean, that Daredevil, aside from like the first 4 issues or something, it's like
Yeah. Yep.
It's pretty affordable.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I was cussing out Mr. Hoarders Hyde Scott the other day because he comes walking in with this Daredevil #1. I'm like, oh, and I just bought a whole bunch of Daredevil stuff off of him. Literally, he just shipped it today. So I'm just like, because he was like, oh, I got a bunch of spares. I got a bunch of duplicates. What do you? And then him and I were going back and forth. Yeah. That wasn't a duplicate. And he kept telling me, oh yeah, one of these days I'm gonna get Daredevil 1. And next thing you know, he shows it. Look what I got. You suck.
All right, now Chip, you can only keep one though. You got Spider-Man, Star Wars, and Daredevil. Who are you taking? Your 3 biggies.
Except
wow.
Star Wars isn't one. That's like a whole
one franchise.
So it's kind of like
one franchise that I could collect everything on, and I would probably have to go with Star Wars. I'd have to go Star Wars. Yeah.
You wouldn't be wrong.
Nah, I wouldn't be wrong with any of them, actually, to be honest, in my mind. But Star Wars definitely, probably. Yeah, ASM, man, that's just.
It's great, no, but I believe me, I'd give it up for. Think how many action figures I could have. I mean, I could have some crazy original in package freaking cards and get rid of all my comic books, man.
Yeah. That ASM. So I finally decided that although I collect ASM and I do try to occasionally pick up an old one, filler run or whatever fillers, but man, for me to even try to attempt to get anything of, low numbers and stuff like you have been doing, Rob, there ain't no way.
Even it used to be for a while. It was like, it's becoming the 100s are starting to are going up in price because a lot of people were giving up on the sub 100s and going there. And I've been seeing not just the Punisher and whatever, but there's more and more of those books that are going crazy. So yeah, if I was a new coming into it, I always say it, my advice to anybody who wants to collect Spider-Man is either start from today going forward, or else you want to get an old run, go get Spectacular Spider-Man or Web of Spider-Man.
Where
you can have fun pulling out a run without blowing.
Right. Yeah, both of those are good runs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're
very underrated.
Yep. Yeah. So
I pick yourself. If you want to be ball, just go. So, okay, I'm going to start at McFarlane. If you really want to do ASM, say I start at McFarlane and go on.
300.
There's a lot of that still gives you
plenty.
Not 900 minus 300, 600 books.
$5,000 book and move forward, Chip.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
that's all Rob's telling you to do.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I do have a bunch of the key books that as far as ASM, because I bought them. I was fortunate enough that I bought them early on when I was started collecting because I was kind of like, oh, I'm going to go in and start buying ASM stuff. So when I first started collecting, I was reading some of the stuff from the local, the modern stuff, but then then I started like, oh, let me focus in on keys, and I started key collecting basically. So I was able to that's how I got a bigger portion of my ASM stuff, was key collecting it. And then I started getting into the habit of being, I have to be a completionist. Now I need to start filling it. And then that became like an expensive endeavor. I'm like, gosh.
You start being introduced to multiple rabbit holes and not being able to stay focused and also be a completionist.
Yeah. Rob, you and your bubbleheads and bondage and all the other crazy things you got going on, as well as ASM and And,
I think Scott was joking the other day that my newest rabbit hole was just gold/yellow covered Golden Age comics.
yeah.
Rob just doesn't know how to quit collecting.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I'm a hoarder's hide in training.
There you
Right?
are. Yeah. If yours is going to be all slabbed and his is all going to be modern, unslabbed.
I'll expect my fat stacks my fat stacks knife in the mail soon.
Yeah, right.
There you go. Yep, exactly.
All right, number 4, Chip.
Number 4. Wow, we're already up to 4. Okay, number 4 is going to be the second series that I started collecting beyond the Weapons of Mass Destruction, and that actually happened to be the Dark Knight's Metal.
Oh, that's a kind of a key.
Yeah, so this was the first appearance of the Batman Who Laughs, and I hated the fact that I was buying out all these tie-ins, and I hated it. That was the worst thing. That was the thing I hated the most about this run, was there's so many different tie-ins you had to get with this thing. But that's one of those series that I really enjoyed reading as well. I mean, so that was my second, I was there on the Monday night midnight, showing up at my comic shop because he's having a midnight. They're gonna open. It was a big, huge ordeal, and you got this. I forgot. I can have it, but it's the store exclusive and this and that, and you got to have all these special things that you got, posters and stuff, and I had a whole bunch of stuff from them, and because I showed up to this comic shop, and it was like I just started collecting at that point. I was kind of like, yeah, come check it out. My wife's looking at me like, are you freaking kidding me? You're getting up at midnight on Monday? It's a school night. It's a work night. What are you doing? It's like, I got to go to the shop. I'm going to go check this out. I've never seen this before. So it was kind of neat. But that's when I found out actually that you can't buy DC and Marvel at the same time, because I'm on a shelf grabbing a bunch of Marvel stuff thinking, oh, cool, because I'll get this and find out that, no, you can't do that till Wednesday. It's not available. Right. I'm like, what? What do you mean? We sold the needs. And I didn't realize that DC sold. My shop puts DC out on Tuesdays, and Wednesdays is Marvel. But, so anyway. So, that's when I found out about that world. So
That's only a post-pandemic thing.
Yeah. Is it? Okay. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Prior to the pandemic, they were all being distributed through Diamond, and so they were all same street date. Plus, Diamond enforced street dates. They had shoppers and stuff that would check stuff. But then during the whole pandemic, when Diamond got shut down and DC broke away and went to do their own publishing, that's when all of a sudden they started doing we're going to release it on Tuesday, and then things started getting out early because they shipped early and they weren't enforcing street dates and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't realize that was just a pandemic type of scenario.
No, that's
what this was like well before that. But so this must have been a DC exclusive. Hey, we'll allow you to sell this at midnight, a day early, whatever, something maybe like that. Because
at midnight, it's technically the next day. So it becomes okay. Yeah. So they were able to sell, and then they end up closing the shop, and then the next day, so it was probably one of those. So, but it was interesting, that's for sure. Yeah.
So, cool. Ready for the next?
Let's go.
Hit us up with number 5.
All right, number 5 is going to be Jeff Lemire's Maze book.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys have read this, but man, this is a puller at the heartstrings. Of course, a lot of Lemire stuff is, but I just, Tyler, Mr. Shattered Glass himself said, "Oh, you should go check out this Maze book. It's a really good book." And I'm so glad that he introduced me to this, because this is one of those series that I've been enjoying reading in general. So this is probably one of my favorite books.
Does the writer do the art as well in that one, right? Or
I believe he does, yes.
Because it's Jeff Lemire's art as well, right?
Exactly. Yep, it is Jeff Lemire's art. This is this is a cover of his, and it's just really a cool. Yeah.
Now, how many issues did that go, Chip?
I don't know how many issues. I don't know where it stopped at. So my big problem is that I've been gathering the books, and I'll read, and I start reading, and I get a couple issues into it, and then get so busy that I keep gathering the books. I just don't get back to reading it all. So I don't know when it stops, and I don't even know how many I have sitting in my pull box at the shop. So because it's been a while.
That's the collector's curse, right? We all have that too.
It is. It is. It gets so busy with work and life and everything else that you're like, wait, you show up and you're like, stack of books, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember this series. Oh yeah, I remember that one. So, but I don't know when it stopped or how many series it was. It doesn't, like, some of them will say like 1 of 12 or whatever. This doesn't say anything like that on here, so I'm not sure. But it is one of my faves.
Now, you just connect with the main character in that one, or just the
the story in general, the way he writes, I really do. I think just it's Jeff Lemire in general. I mean, I've been finding more and more of the comics that he does write that I really have been enjoying and been able to connect with, in the characters as well as just the style of writing.
Now, I've still never read a Jeff Lemire book, and I know Lee from Whack Comics is all about Jeff Lemire, so I haven't told him it yet because I don't want the hate mail, but I'll have to jump on one and check it out.
Just don't tell him you don't like Jar Jar Binks, and you're fine.
Right?
He's a huge Jar Jar Binks fan. But yeah, as far as this would be a good one to check out. I mean, Mae's book, if you're gonna get into something, look at a Lemire. It's a really good story. It's really good.
Good jumping on point.
Yeah, it's a good book to start on with Jeff Lemire.
10 issues? No, 5
10
issues. 5 issues. There's 10.
5 issues.
Yeah, it's 5 issues, but there's variant covers. It looks like Mae's book, Dark Horse.
Yeah.
Comics.
Yeah. Okay, so 5 issues. So I probably got 3 of them here, and then 2 of them at the shop still.
Well, that's good because Dark Horse needs all the wins they can get right now.
Yeah.
All right, number 6, Chip. What you got?
Number 6 was another one of these. Man, I picked this up just because. Well, first off, you'll see why, but.
Oh, nice.
Batgirl 23, cover. The Middleton cover. Yeah. Middleton. Absolutely. Knew nothing about Batgirl. I mean, I knew of Batgirl. Obviously, you didn't read Batgirl, but this was purely a cover buy when I bought it, and it's always been one of my favorites. I've always it seems like when I have my things displayed, like in my cabinetry, I always try to put this towards the front, so that way I could see it, by looking over.
Chris and I have talked heavily about the Middleton covers for that Batgirl run.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, it's insane. Some of the things.
And I love that full face Wonder Woman cover he did too was incredible.
Yep, I got that too. Yeah,
that one's beautiful.
Yeah. He really was prior to. I mean, not only because I just thought he did a great job, really just kind of encompassing what, who she is as a younger girl, but also, I just enjoy his art style in general and a lot of the things that he does. So so yeah, this was definitely, I seen this. I'm like, all right, gotta have it. Bye. It's mine.
Well, he's doing a great,
don't know anything about
it. Does a great, elegant portrait without having to sexualize the character.
Nothing sexualized about this at all. Just pure, clean, crisp, beautiful artwork that,
Exactly.
Yeah, it literally is. It really is. I mean, he did a great job with that cover. I mean, that's one of my favorites. And usually it's sitting up above me as well too. Like I swap it out, be like in my cabinet, then back up above, and then so it's always right above all this is comics. Some of my favorite comics are up there. So
nice.
But yeah.
It's a great cover. Always love seeing it. Middleton's always welcome. It's just his stuff is so classy.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. All right. So the next one.
Number 7, sir.
Number 7. Am I going too fast?
Not at all. We're already 30 minutes in.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure.
We're right on schedule, buddy.
All right. So the next one.
Chip?
What's that, sir?
Sorry,
I didn't hear you.
Wrong show. I said, do you ask that a lot?
No. Hey. Ouch. Damn it. Stop spying on me, damn you. So
stop
another one.
Cam on, damn it.
Yeah. So another one of my series that I've enjoyed that I actually also collected all of, which was actually Batman White Knight. I was really taken by, the fact that Batman is the bad guy and Joker's the good guy, and I just thought that was a really cool concept. And John Murphy did an awesome job with this series. Not so much on the second series, which happened to be revolving around Harley Quinn, which I'm not a huge Harley fan, but I mean, it was okay. I enjoyed it, but I wasn't like a big fan of it. And I've really been now enjoying the next run, which is the newest Batman Beyond
The
one.
Beyond
So,
White Knight, right?
yeah, the Beyond White Knight. Now I've only read the first two on the Beyond White Knight because I've been so busy with work and everything else, but I do plan on, picking up and all that. That's one, unfortunately, I didn't put on my pull list at the shop, so I'm gonna have to probably hit eBay and try to find them and stuff like that to get back fillers and stuff. But that's
reach out to the community and have people check their LCS for
Yeah.
you.
Right.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
Because
that too.
that's what friends do.
And they do that sometimes. Yes, they are very nice. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have one
By the way, you'll do
worldwide
your
LCS together.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So my wife is making popcorn. Just
Well,
set
let's
the
pop
popcorn.
right over to number 8.
Number 8.
What he did.
Well, number 8 is going to be
Oh, nice.
Star Wars number 1. So had to go with the Star Wars on the within my top 10 for sure. It is definitely a classic. Seen this cover, obviously for years. I mean, this has been around for such a long time that I've been like, I'm one of these days I'm going to get this thing, and I was able to get it prior to the big huge jump in Star Wars everything, fandom and everything, and Disney Plus taking over and doing all this crazy stuff. So it was able to get it fairly lower price than it's not the best version of it. It's not the 9.8, that's by damn sure, but it was probably, I paid a lot less than what I probably should have if I were to try to buy it now.
Yeah,
absolutely. I picked one up for my sister only maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and it must have been like 4 years ago probably, and it was like, I don't know, it's probably an 8.5. She hasn't let me send it in to be graded yet. She likes it the way it is, but it's probably like an 8.5, 9.0, and it was like $55.
Yeah. I think I picked this one up. Yeah, I picked this one up. I picked this one up off eBay, and it's probably an 8.590 as well. And I mean, I was like a $45 comic. Yeah. 40. I think it was like 40, 45 with shipping and everything like that. After that, but it was like, okay, fine, I'll get it. Yeah, no big deal. At the time, I was like, yeah, that's great.
On that, actually, from that same vendor, I think I paid more for my Shogun Warriors number 1 than I did for that Star Wars book.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Shogun Warriors isn't an expensive number 1.
No, but this was it ended up grading out at a 9.8. So it was a cherry Shogun Warriors.
Yeah. So so this is definitely, now this is the series. This is the one that I'm working on trying to complete. The whole Marvel run, this one right here, that 77 forward is everything I'm trying to complete now, or whatever the 77 forward.
Now, how close are you to completing it?
I'm quite a ways away. Not too bad, but I got pockets, and it's funny because some of my pockets are like in the 100 to 108 because that's like, 101 to 108. So like I've got 7 there, and then I've got like a couple in the 90s, and then some in the 80s. So it's kind of like I'm at the later end of it because I've got like I think I got the first like 50 of them already done. So I just picked up number 2 when I was that was the one I was missing, the big one I was missing for me, which was number 2. Oh no, I'm sorry, I don't have 40s either. I don't have 42. So I don't have 42. Rob, I don't have 42, buddy. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I
don't have any duplicates, buddy.
Damn. No. But that's the other one I don't have, which, funny enough, being a Boba Fett fan, you would think I'd have it, but yeah, I don't. So it's just one of those that
was another one of those ones that I got when it was just before all the hype, and nobody cared.
And that's what I'm going to probably end up doing. Try to wait for that hype to dry down a little bit and just try to pick it up. It's funny. I have like an eBay thing that every day I get a reminder of what, who put something new and what the price is. And that's one of those I'm following. And it's just kind of like,
well, if the show keeps neutering him, it'll get down there.
Yeah, it will. It will. Yeah. And then I can at least say I'm done with my run, whether at that point I won't be a Boba Fett fan, and
Did you still need 108?
Yeah, I don't
Is
have 108.
108 was that weird one that they released recently, but was part of Volume 1, the last book of Volume 1.
Yeah. I know.
Oh,
I
I'll
didn't.
send you one.
Oh,
I got 3
wow.
copies of it, so
Oh, really?
I have 2 raws
Cool.
and 1 graded. So
Yeah, because it's like it had me confused because it was like 107 is the to 107 is the end, and I'm just like, but then it was
yeah, it
like
is.
108. I'm
Then
like, wait, where the hell
in,
did 108 come from?
in 2019, they
Okay.
released issue 108, but 108 was part of Volume 1, so it kind of like wrapped up that whole thing, whatever. Yeah,
the whole volume. Gotcha.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I'll
I'll gladly pay you
one.
Tuesday.
Don't worry about it.
And number 9, sir.
Number 9, We Live.
Oh, nice.
Talk
Great
about
cover.
a comic that actually really sucks you in and then drops the bomb on you at the end. This was just one of those that I just couldn't put down. I mean, it was just. I mean, Taylor Winder was like, "Hey, you should go check out this We Live, that in Stillwater," and I was just like, "Hey, okay, I'll check it out." And I read. I felt
Well, Chris the Comic Vet's a big supporter of that book too.
Chris the Comic Vet with Mark and Legion, yeah, they're both big supporters of this. I mean, this was like the first time, obviously, that with the Miranda Brothers. I mean, what I was actually able to, it gave you, reading it, looking at the photo while listening to the music playing in the background because of the QR code on it. I just thought it was a really cool concept and really sucked me in on, wanting to read it. And then to see what happens at the very end of that whole first, that first arc was just like, holy crap, And the thing I also liked about it is they weren't afraid to kill the popular characters. Yeah, there's a popular character, and all of a sudden it's like gone. It's like,
wow.
Holy shit, they killed him, It's like, what the hell? It was kind of a shocker that, they got these two, and it was like, yeah, the story isn't about that popular character, it's about the kids, and their journey and what they got to do in order to get to this, thing. So, but yeah, this was definitely probably, I'll be honest, that whole second series and stuff, I haven't really read. I've picked up a couple of them. I just haven't read it yet, but this was one of those, like I read the first one on the second series. I was like, yeah, okay, man, maybe not. But this was one of those that that whole first arc was,
there was an indie series
one of my faves
about a kid that I read last year that I really enjoyed called Eve, which I thought was really good.
Eve? Oh, I think I've seen that comic. Yeah, I think I have seen that one. I haven't read it, but.
That one I really liked too. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It was just something different, something fresh, and
yeah. You turned me on to one that I really, and I know I didn't bring it, but Duplicant.
Yeah.
So yeah, with I forgot her name. I forgot the artist's name, but that was a good story too. That was cool.
It is, and that one works on a couple different levels.
Yeah. Yep. As a matter of fact, you also had Feral, I believe, was another one that you. I think it was called
Parallel.
That's it. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. That was enough because funny enough, Nick just got his slabbed and he was talking about it the other day on not Slab. Sorry, my wrong show. Banter. And when he was talking, because he was showing me on Banter, and I'm just like, oh, that's cool. And then he goes, yeah, this is one that Gary B talked about. I was like, oh yeah, we kind of remember that. So
like, that's a great read.
Yeah. So.
And a great guy. He's a great guest too. Both times we had him on, he's super entertaining, super fun to talk to.
Yeah.
As are you. So number 9, sir.
Number 9.
That was number 9, wasn't it?
That was number 9. This is number 10.
Number 10.
So number 10 is going to be, obvious reasons.
2 of your franchises on there, buddy.
2 of my faves. Yep. So, yeah.
Now, what do you think about that yellow suit? Like,
I love it. I love it. I love
Yeah.
the yellow. I like the yellow. To be honest with you, I really do like that yellow suit. It just has that nostalgic or look to it. I just I'm a big fan of the yellow suit, to be honest with you. I like the red, but this one is like every time I see like the yellow suit, I'm like, oh man, I wish you still had that yellow suit because that's kind of cool to me. I like it. So, but yeah, this was
in the shadows in a yellow suit though.
Yeah, that is true. And it isn't as menacing looking as the red. Being the devil, you kind of have to be kind of red,
Right.
But I do. Yeah.
No, it's a great suit.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell us about that book, though. Is that one of you've read it? Obviously, it's one of your favorite reads, or
I have, yeah, I read this. One of my favorite reads. It's actually a book that I got. I used to follow, and I still follow, and still friends of mine that uh, a guy who he's actually opened up his own comic shop now in a far south Indiana or Illinois / St. Louis area called Tater Tot Comics, and he actually is kind
Tater
of
tots.
Tater Tot Comics.
Oh,
Yeah,
tater tots. I thought you said
Tater
hater
Tot.
tots. I thought
Yeah,
you
no,
were stealing from
yeah.
Kevin Smith. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, no. It's Tater Tot Comics. Anyway, his name is Tate. Connor Tate is his last
Right.
name, and so it was Tater. And then he was originally met him through Facebook, and he would do these Facebook live shows. And every time he would sell like a stack of books or whatever, he'd eat a bunch of tater tots basically, and it was his gimmick thing. But anyway, I ended up friending with him and ended up getting this for a steal, so much that I felt bad that I got this off of him, that I had to give him like a bunch of other ASMs that I had duplicates of, just because I felt, I mean, the guy sold it to me for like $60. I'm like, come on, seriously? It's a low number. I'm like,
right.
so I'm like, here, take, the Second Appearance of Punisher and an 8.5, and take, I was just like sending him stuff like, please, man, because he was like, I gotta sell it. I'll sell it to you for the, I was like, okay, are you sure? I mean, yeah, he sometimes questioned his sanity on how he sold comics, because he would sell it for so cheap, but now he's opening up his own shop. So God, I'm hoping he learned his lesson. He starts selling at a good, reasonable price, because the guy will go broke. But
don't feel too bad for him, because they buy those books at a pretty heavy discount when you buy.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, he's always buying the big bulks, and then always, but that's what he's doing now. He's doing that. So, but yeah, so it's
Yeah, but those are the books that you actually make your money back off of, not the.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
not the bulk that you're buying it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so. But yeah,
there's usually 3 or 4 books in any collection that pays for the collection, and all the rest is gravy.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So
cool.
Now you owe us one with a story, sir. It better be a damn good story, or you're never coming back on the channel.
Wait, one with the story or the spec? Okay, you want the story one first?
Yes, the story one first, Chip.
Please. I don't know. Jeez. Okay. So, the story behind this was I ended up going to C2E2, met a bunch of friends, obviously, as you know. Rob was there, and one of the gentlemen that was there was Mr. Nick's Kicks and Comics. And so this is one of my favorite comics.
Oh, nice.
Signed by Nick, basically, with his little peace sign, which kind of, I was like, right. Okay.
with the Nicky 9.5.
Nicky, yep, exactly. So, and then, I just thought that, I mean, he ended up getting this for, a bunch of us that were at the show. And it's just one of my favorite pieces in general. I mean, it just really is. It means a lot to me that he actually thought of me to do this, and it just, as for as much shit as Nick gives me and I give Nick back, back and forth, we're always talking about you suck and I hate you and F you, get Chip and blah, 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 back and forth, which my wife was like, wait, I thought he was a friend of yours. I'm like, he is. Trust me, we're going to see him in Dallas. You'll figure it out.
I don't understand how guys
That's what
get
guys
along.
do.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially Scott Hoarder's Hide too. Oh my Lord. She's read some of his comments on my poster on the post in general. She goes, he's an asshole, isn't he? I'm like, he isn't. He's a great guy. We love him. He's awesome. he just, that's the way he thought, that's the way he, he has fun ribbing you a little bit. But anyway, so this is really one of my favorite comics that was given to me by one of the community members, Mr. Nick's Kicks and Comics. So,
and speaking of Scott from Hoarder's Hide, he is in the hot seat with the Usual Suspects this Thursday night.
Very good. Very good. Very, very good. Cool. So,
so what is your spec pick, Mr. Gettler?
My spec pick is, man, this was a tough one because I had 2 of them. A spec pick of one that I was thinking about was popular, and then the other one is not popular, but it's been
show us both.
It's been okay. So the first spec pick was Oblivion Song. So, and this is actually been already optioned by I don't know who, but it's Jake Gyllenhaal is actually going to be, playing they're writing the story based on with Jake Gyllenhaal, and he's already signed on for this thing from what I've been understood. Nice. And so this is the Oblivion Song #1. I had probably 6 of these damn covers, all of them with the green. I don't know that this is a variant version with the pink, but most of the time it's got a green signature for cover A, and then they came out with these pink ones. But I had like 6 of these things, and I decided that I would send like a whole bunch of them to CGC, and then sat on 9/8 for quite some time, and just kind of was like, you know what? Here, take an Oblivion Song number 9/8 because it's whatever. Here, take a 9/8. Started giving them away as gifts and stuff like that, just because I'm like, I got freaking 6 of these things. What the hell am I gonna do with them? Then I realized after a while, and I had no more. I'm like, well, damn, I only got 1, and this is it. So I was like, damn it! And it's the pink covered version, which is probably worth more than the other one, but it's like, man, I wish I had the other one, at least one of those other 9/8.
Right, so. You got too givey with it.
Yeah, I did get too givey with it. I got a habit of doing that. So it's funny. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, oh, I got that Thor. The first appearance of
or the
Mighty Thor. Or no, the Mighty Thor. With what's her name when she turns up?
Jane Foster.
Jane Foster. Yeah, I'm like, oh, I got that cover. I've got that cover. That art turn version of it. Oh, I've got that. I started going through all my things. I'm like, I must have gave it away because I can't find it. It's like it's not my CLZ. It's not in my box anywhere. I'm like, well, oh well. So.
At least you remember to remove it from your CLZ. I hate
it
way or sell things, and I forget to remove them. And like months later, I'm going, do I actually have that? No.
Yeah.
No.
Rob, I have rebuilt my CLZ 4 times.
Yeah.
Four times and it's like because I had a big long box and I was being organized. These are the things I'm going to sell on Instagram, and I had an Instagram thing I was selling Instagram, on the IG, and then as guys are buying stuff and everything like that, and I'm selling them or whatever, I forget to take them out of the CLZ because then they're like, oh, god dang it, they were in my CLZ, and then I'm like, oh, this is all messed up, delete it, start over again. Then I accidentally re-imported in because I imported it in from the online version onto the app, and then the online version had the old stuff, it was like, it was all messed up. It was like I had to blow away everything and start over for it. So I just recently, within the past 4 months, redid that, just had here and just
what a nightmare.
Everything out. It was quite the mess. I couldn't imagine. Unfortunately for me, I don't have a huge amount of. I mean, my amount of comics isn't that big. It fits in 2 cabinets basically sitting over here. I'm not like you guys where I have hundreds of thousands of. I'm not 22,000 freaking comics like
I just keep a list, and when I'm going through stuff, if I find books, and I go, I don't think I have that anymore. Then I make a list, and it's the next time I'm out there a while, I'll go on a quest and go find those books based on where they're stored to see if it actually exists or not, and go, oh, I guess I had more than one copy, or oh no, I don't have that. All right, well,
yep. So my other spec book is one that probably makes a little more sense for me, at least, in knowing the way that the Star Wars universe is going, and that's going to be.
Oh yeah. Yes,
okay.
That's a spec
Darth
no one's
Vader
heard
number
of.
3.
Dr.
Yeah, spec no one's ever heard of. I figured, okay, this is why I was kind of torn between. So this is the first appearance of Dr. Aphra, and
yeah, but when she hits, she's going to be huge.
Yeah, when she hit, she's already got a huge following in general. You know what I mean? As far as character in general, a lot of people like her. So, and I think I gravitate towards because I'm a huge fan of Indiana Jones, things like that, but also because I think she's a smart ass and I love it, and it's just in general. I mean, so, but yeah, that's one of my favorite characters are in Ahsoka Tano and Thrawn.
I am really surprised that I did not see a Gleason cover from you.
You didn't? No, you did not.
You are such a Gleason guy.
I am, yes, but I just I decided, I would stick away from the Gleason. I'm burnt out on Gleason. I think he's done way too many freaking crazy. I mean,
they did
right up there. Rob, you got one the other day. You got that which one was that you got the other
the
day?
Hobgoblin.
The Hobgoblin one, yeah. And I'm just like, oh, that looks cool. I should have bought that. And then I was like, oh no, man, I got too many.
That's why I just went with the trade dress on those.
Too
I was
many
like,
web heads.
I don't need to be buying the sets or anything else. I liked it. I wanted to have the Goblin Queen, Green Goblin, Hobgoblin 3 set, and so I have that, and but I'll take the trade dress. That's fine.
And that's kind of the problem.
Goblin Queen or Red Goblin, whatever she was only a trade dress. So
with the big 2 right now, like how do you homage their new covers now? Because as soon as something catches, every month they just do another variation of it, no matter what it is.
I really hate that. I'll be honest. It's one of those, like when he first came out with it, and like I knew nothing about that whole Gleason webhead thing until I seen Comic Vet talking about it and advertising it as a future comic that's coming. And you should really look into this one. If you're going to invest in a comic, this is the one to get. And damn, Chris, it's your fault. But so I ended up going out, and that's why I was like, oh, okay, cool, I'm going to buy this. So I get me. So I ended up pre-ordering it. Well, then I accidentally, you kind of
got the poster.
Actually, I accidentally got the poster thinking I was ordering the book. So don't ask me why. I was on the whatever that program is you guys use for ordering things. I can't do it anymore, but
previews.
So I'm on previews and I see the poster, but I'm thinking it's the book. I ordered the poster, right? And all of a sudden because I got it from, I was getting my comics at that point. I was getting my comics from Russ at Geek Street Comics. The guy who deals with Tom, the comic, Comic Time or whatever. I was getting them from that guy, Russ, right? So, and all of a sudden he sends me this tube with that thing, and I'm just like, what the hell did he send me? What the hell is this? And I'm like, the hell? I opened it up and I realized, I'm like, no, this is supposed to be the comic. God damn.
I remember that video.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, what that? So, which is fine because then after that, I was like, now I got to go buy a freaking big ass frame for this thing. And then I had it hanging. And then Nick was like, how the hell did you get that? And oh, my Lord, that's awesome. And then he ended up getting another version of it. And I was just takes up space sitting right here on the floor, basically, leaning up against the wall. So, but it's, So, but now I have a lot of those web heads, and I just, then they started doing the colors, and then it was like, then they started doing the.
I gave all mine away.
The man thing and this and that. I'm just like, oh, these. I mean, I have a couple of them. I do have, like, I got a signed Gleason up there, the white, the black and white one. That's the only, other than that, I wasn't going to get any. I think I got a red cover signed as well, the red and white one, but those are the only two I really got. Or the red, I'm sorry, not the red, white, but the red Gleason.
I bought the original one, and then I bought the second print, the 1 in 50 second print. That was the white with the black.
Yeah.
The red.
That was
the regular second print and the blue and the third print. Mm-hmm. I have them, but I didn't. I got them as freebies from mystery boxes or other stuff. Essentially, I never bought a single one of those things, and until
I got the second one, the red, the black, or the second print or whatever, which was the black with the red Spider-Man.
Right.
I got that one. I did get that one signed, but he signed it in red ink on the black cover, which so you can barely see it. It's just like that was stupid. He should have done it in silver or something. I'm like, what the hell, dude? But
it's funny too because everyone went crazy for the trade dresses on those for the second and third printings. They're $1 and you saw a bunch of people trying to sell them for $10-15 each, and you go to the LCS and buy a handful at $1 a book.
That's because the first printing, when it was released, there was a shipping issue that prevented a lot of stores from getting them initially. So a lot of people thought it was like, oh, they're really hard to come by and everything else. And so when the second printing was announced, like right away, people were all buying pre-order all kinds of stuff, and they still liked it and everything else, but it was. The first prints then came in and filled in, and people were able to get the first prints if they wanted them. Really, the only one of them is that, and there's still a lot of them for a 1 in 50. That second printing 1 in 50, there's quite a bit of them, and those were available in Walmart packs at one point.
So crazy. So I did have one more honorable mention, if I could
go ahead.
Shazam.
Oh, Shazam.
Yeah. So. Shazam
in beautiful Mylar magic.
In Mylar magic. actually a pretty clean copy, though. I must say, I was
It
excited.
looks really nice.
Yeah, it's got like right here at the foot. You can see it like right on that foot right there, that little scuff, that black
Yeah.
scuff right there. But other than that, I mean, it's a clean.
That is little Billy Bats in there, and
Yeah. So
with one magic word.
yeah. So, but anyway, so this one has always been I've always, as soon as I seen this cover, I mean, I don't know if I don't even think it's worth anything really per se.
Yeah,
But
it has some, but not a lot. It's
Yeah,
not compared
it's
to not compared to 28 and
yeah. But it's just one of these. I mean, when I seen the cover, I'm just like, all right, I just love the cover. I just think it's a really cool cover in general.
Actually, it was funny. I mean, because I have a couple of those, and it was really funny is that one was one that was at one point a little bit higher value compared to the others, and then it was the only one, and then I had gotten my 28, 28 with the Black Adam, and that one was worth nothing. I mean, I paid like $30 for it, and then now that book is right now is a 9.0. It's like worth so much money. I'm going like, oh, should I be selling this? It's like a $900,000 book right now. It's like,
that's crazy. That is insane. Wow.
But whereas that book used to be up to like 300, and it's back down to like $100 maybe in a 9.8.
Yeah.
The first ISIS is rising up too, though.
Yeah.
Most of the rest are running.
That would be a nice book. The first ISIS.
Yeah, I have one outside that's probably about a 7.5. I'm waiting to send it off, be graded. But the pretty much that book, the first ISIS, and the 28, the Black Adam, those are like the three books. Everything else is not worth diddly squat.
Well, did you watch the show when you were a kid, Chip?
I kind of vaguely remember watching some of it, but I don't really.
An old man in a Winnebago driving a young boy around the desert with a dirt bike.
It's funny because I just saw that show's on Tubi now for free. I was looking for
what year did that? Like, what year did that come out?
It was like 78 or something.
They had the early 80s, late 70s.
Yeah, because I was like at that point I was 10 or 11 or 12 years old, and it was I was kind of
77. So issue 28 that I just looked on the wall was 77, and it references the TV show.
10.
So
I probably, I remember vaguely. I know what it is. I've seen it. It wasn't like I would sit down every week and watch it. There wasn't like a regular. I was more of the watching the old 66 Batman and stuff like that. And that type of stuff, or superhero friends or super friends and all that stuff. As a kid growing up, and Spider-Man, and so those were the ones I was watching. But so, and all the newer stuff where they're talking like I just see Power Rangers and the blah 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 and all that. I'm just like
Space Giants.
I don't watch it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
When Bobby Diller says all those old black and white serials, there's a lot of fun in those.
Johnny Sacco's fighting robots.
Yeah.
Ultraman.
Ultraman.
Remember there was the Bigfoot one with the kid too.
Harriet Henderson's?
No. There was
Jesus. I don't know.
There was a Bigfoot one with a kid too. Like everyone had like a kid sidekick back then.
Yeah. It's
don't remember that one.
I don't remember that one.
I don't remember Bigfoot showing up on Bionic Man. Or, $6 Million Man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, $6 million. Oh wow, yeah, I remember.
That was a good episode. It was funny.
Yeah. Wow. Too funny.
Right. Guys, great Chip, great show, sir. Great books. Thanks you for giving us a peek inside what you're all about.
Not a lot of fire, but a little bit of smoke here and there.
Nothing about fire. It's just about the person showing the books.
Yeah.
So the quality was already there, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As your subscriber count starts going down now, it's like, what the hell's he got this guy on for?
They just need to see my face for that to happen.
No, please.
Rob, sir, what have you got coming up, buddy?
Well, this Saturday is a pre-recorded Son of Slab Hub. So I'm be busy cooking like somewhere between 150 plus pounds of meat. And then we'll continue opening up boxes. And then the following week, we'll come back with
Oh, thanks, Trent.
Rob Fat Stacks presents Slab Hub the show. There'll be information about that name change coming up soon.
Oh my Lord.
But
that's insane.
The guest will be Bub's World.
Very cool.
Who will have some great books.
Yeah.
He's got an incredible collection. All right, coming up on my channel this Thursday, we have Hoarder's Hide on In the Hot Seat with the Usual Suspects. Rob will not be co-hosting, so all you other suspects in the chat are going to need a co-host. Okay. And also, we have an extra episode with Roger as co-host of the 1011 this Saturday night with Slim Comics and more, because he can only do Saturdays. He works at night, so we had to find a special slot to fit him in.
Yeah.
And next Tuesday on the 1011, we have Biggie Shack himself on the show. And if you guys haven't checked out Biggie's episode of In the Hot Seat, please go watch that. We had a great time talking with Biggie. So much fun, and I'm expecting us to continue having fun next week. And I'll be reaching out to more people soon because I'm still filled up for a month on this show. So
I think he snuck Biggie in there right before his appearance over on Slab Hub.
Well, right?
Oh, really?
That's beautiful. Yeah, I think he's like it might be the same week.
And 2 weeks from now, we got Tyler's wife, Lisa, coming on the 1011.
Oh, look at that.
There you go. That'll be awesome.
So, and we do have Simon coming up soon as well.
Yeah, the Son of Slab Hub this weekend actually is going to have some. You'll like it, Chip. There'll be some. There might be some Star Wars books in there. There's some Golden Age books that'll be in there. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything modern.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm trying to remember. I have recorded it a while ago, but if there is, there's only a couple.
Cool.
Oh, I did not see that circumstances. I'm gonna have to check out Comic Journey's video.
Yeah. I didn't see that either.
Comic Journey, he releases his videos late at night when I'm sleeping for work, and he goes live.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So sometimes when I'm at work and I'm doing payroll, I'll have him playing in the background. he keeps you awake.
Yep, definitely so.
Now, Chip, what's coming up on your channel, sir? Any more Black Series unboxings?
I actually, I just had to let my wife know. By the way, a big drop of Black Series just got delivered or shipped out, so I had to forewarn her. Because she's, I have.
It's all on sale, honey.
Yes, exactly. Yes, they are all pre-ordered. Trust me. But I do have, I got some Black Series, and then so I'll be dropping some reviews of some of the Black Series figures, as well as I got to run over to my LCS hopefully this week, Wednesday or tomorrow, and actually try to see how broke I'm going to be walking away from that shop with all the backfilled things that you guys have already read and talked bad about and good about, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, is this any good? Yeah, I don't,
all the stuff I've stacked up for me to get to reading.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's it exactly. So I'll probably be doing that, and I may kind of just do a quick little, hey, this is what I got going on, this is what I picked up and stuff like that. And then I'm in the process of making I'm doing a painting for as a giveaway for Burke Family 54's July giveaway box. So yeah, so I've been starting to spend a little bit of time after work and messing around with the paints and stuff like that. Yeah,
the real $1 million question, because people always ask me every week because they don't ask you. So will there be a banter this Saturday?
There will be a banter this Saturday. Yes. Yes, that's funny how they always go to you. Is there a banter this Saturday? And you're like, I don't know, it's my damn show. But no, it's probably more your show than my show nowadays. It just happens to be hosted on my channel.
Well, it would probably be Rob free.
Yeah, because you got your bed going on. But
it doesn't matter what channel it's on, Chip. It'll always be your show. That's your baby.
Yeah.
People hear banter, you think Chip Gettler. It's synonymous.
Yep. No.
Silver-tongued devil.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
so guys, in the chat, everyone, great turnout to see Chip tonight. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for keeping the chat buzzing. The chat buzzing. Chop and Drop, thanks for dropping all the links to the new people that were in the chat tonight. Very nice of you. We really appreciate you as a moderator, Chop. You're killing it. And thank you to everyone who turned out. And if you're watching this on the rewind, and how could you not love Mr. Chip Gettler? Go check out his YouTube channel, sub him up. But don't stop there. Go over to my co-host channel and sub him up too. He would appreciate it. He is on the quest to beat Taylor Winder, and he's not far off. I almost said Tyler because we were messing around earlier on Black Comics. But help Rob complete his quest. It's all he cares about. We got to get him there, guys. Go
It's
sub
just
up
to
Rob.
annoy him.
Right.
Just to annoy him.
just for funsies. And guys, as always, thank you all. Great show, great evening. Thank you, guests. I appreciate it. Thank you, my co-host. And
Appreciate
just
it.
always a good time. And guys, until next time, keep it casual.